Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, JT Open Stuff. Today, guys, while I was looking at my local Walmart for new things to open for you guys, I ran across these Kinetic Sand Surprise Wild Critters. Now, I thought these looked really cool. They're very colorful, neat little packaging to go along with it. So I thought maybe, just maybe, you guys would like this as well. So we're gonna open up these two on the channel today, see what we think about them, and see, can these change my mind on Kinetic Sand? If you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know that I'm not a huge fan of Kinetic Sand, but it is kind of cool sometimes too. So maybe this will be something that just alters the way I think going forward. We're gonna find out. So let's see here. Let's get set up. I have my couple of little trays here to catch any sort of sand that may fall while we're opening. And we're gonna put these right back there, and we're gonna open up this first one. And guys, while I am opening this, if you don't mind doing me a huge favor, go to wherever you have to go to subscribe to the channel and click the subscribe button. It's the best way to get all of my great toy opening videos. And they're always great because I'm opening toys with you guys, my opening band. So, all right, here we are. These are cool little containers. Like I said, very colorful. All right, let's put that right over there. And then on the top, this was a little bit loose here, so let's see what this is. I don't know if this is gonna give it away or not, but let's find out. All right. Okay, that's really interesting. I don't know if this is the character we're going to get or if it's just kind of a demonstration of what you could do to play with these, but very interesting. I wonder if they give you kind of a chance to know everything you're gonna get, because right there, I mean, are there only two that you can get, or are there multiples? I'm not really sure. It doesn't give us any more information here. I'll look it up. If I can find if there are multiples of these, I will put it right here, a little picture of them right here, if there's any sort of little chart of what you can pull out of these. If you don't see that, that means I couldn't find it, guys. But as with almost all Kinetic Sand things, look at that. You get that nice little mold that you can use to mold your sand. This kind of fits over the top, and check that out. They are all packaged up in their own little packages. So that's kind of cool. And then I can see the little figure, looks like, but look at that. We got a nice big chunk of purple sand. So very neat. And that is indeed, looks kind of like a wombat maybe. That is really kind of funny. Look, he's got little holes so you can press them down in your sand. That is what it, so it basically kind of gave away what we were gonna get right there. Interesting. Okay, enough of that. Let's get right into this sand. And let's see, let's give ourselves a little cutaway from ourselves there. And this stuff is always really fun to hold, but it definitely gets everywhere. So you have to make sure you have a nice space to play with this, because look at this, guys. It is definitely moldable. It's kind of, I guess, maybe like a little bit of a new school Play-Doh or whatever, but I'm an old school guy, I guess. I still like Play-Doh, I think, a little bit better, but this is really fun to play with. There we go. Kind of mash it out. Let's see what kind of marks it leaves when you press his feet into it there. As you can see, he does leave footprints, and you can see it's dripping off as I'm holding it. Very interesting. Almost like an hourglass. I wonder if anybody's ever made an hourglass out of Kinetic Sand. That would be very interesting. All right, let's get these back up there. Let's put this little guy in there, and let's see if we can wrap him completely up in this. Look at that. That's pretty funny. It's almost enough. If you mold it just right, you can definitely cover him up from the front. He's like in a little egg of it, if you will. And then, like I said, you have your mold here that when you look at it this way, I'll show you guys what I think you can do with this in a second, but you can also put all of that sand right down into this mold. Let's see. Let's press that on down in there. Let's see what would happen if we do this. How easy it is to get the mold off of the sand and what we're left with after we do this. It's really, really fun to kind of touch the sand, but again, as you can see here, you lose little bits of it along and along, so it's best to have a place where you can kind of scoop all that's fallen back into your little jar, or you just kind of waste some of it. But all right, that's really nicely tightly packed in there. Let's see if we can get anything. Oh, there you go. And then check this out. Boom, right there. How cute is that? All right, well, let's see who's in our next one. We'll put this one back in here for the time being. See if we can, if we get the same color or a different color. I'll go ahead and put some of this extra back in there just in case it's a different color. We can kind of keep that purple separate. As much of it as we can for as long as we can anyway. And then, yeah, check that out. If you wanted to, you could just sit on that one as well. All right, let's put that one right back over there. Now let's open up this second one. And I'm not sure, guys, what do you guys think about kinetic sand? Is it something that you really think is a lot of fun? Or are you a Play-Doh person kind of like me? Let me know down in the comments. I'd be really curious to know what you guys think. All right, so I'm not gonna look at this time to kind of give away our animal. Let's pop this open. And whoa, this time we got kind of like a teal colored sand. And oh my gosh, look at this guy. He is crazy looking. Is that supposed to be kind of like an axolotl? Kind of looks like it, has a tail, has like the little things on top. Very interesting. I'm guessing that is supposed to be an axolotl, guys. That is hilarious looking. Kind of see the size of them side by side there. Really, really cool. All right, I love it. Let's now get this one open. So we can shake all that down in there. Let's go ahead and get a little cut there. And give you guys a look of it, of the color outside of the packaging. All right. And it is a different color, so I'm kind of glad we kept that purple to itself. But check that color out, guys. There you go. That is really, really a nice color. Almost matches these little things on this axolotl right here. And check this out. Can stick them right into the sand there. Or you could make a face imprint. That's pretty funny. Let's see how easy it is to bury him in the sand, though. Let's keep as much of that up there as we can, because I think we're gonna need it to be able to get it all the way around him. But see, might be easier than I'm thinking. Oh, check that out, guys. There you go. He is completely covered up, so pretty fun. Now, let's do this. We'll take this little part out here. And now this one is a little bit different than the other one, and you can see it has the little axolotl shape right there as well. So this will be an interesting little mold. We'll put that in there, and then we'll dig him out. There we go. And let's mold that down in there as tight as we can get it. See how good of a mold it makes. Feels like it's getting nice and solid in there. right, and you can see nicely packed. Let's give it a little look-see here. Now this one, before I undo the mold, it's kind of cool. You can kind of put his little tail in there just like that. Check that out. You could also, if you wanted to, have him just kind of laying there, but I think it's cooler having his tail just like that. And whoa, that came out great, guys. That is really, really nice. And you can still put him just in there, even push him down a little bit further, and check that out. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this opening today. I absolutely think these are really cool. So if you are a big fan of kinetic sand, I think this is going to be something that you're going to want to go out and get as well. Again, fairly inexpensive. You get a nice little amount of kinetic sand, a cute little animal. What more could you ask for $5? Again, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Hit that subscribe button if you liked today's video. I'd really appreciate a like. I've never really thought about this on the channel, but could we get this video to 100 likes? I'm not sure. If you guys don't mind, let's see if we can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next great toy opening video.